I'm Dr. Ganesh. I had been in the field of engineering education for the last 20 years. So I was planning to do my higher studies, postgraduate studies in Europe. I already hold a doctoral degree in mechanical engineering. So in addition to my qualifications, what I required as per the university norms is a good band score of 6.5 in IELTS. So for the last 3 months, I had been preparing for this exam through various online resources. Now I would like to share my experience in this video presentation for the benefit of a number of students as well as for the applying for PR, for applying for PR and all these particular purposes. So my preparation was mostly online. I did not go to any coaching center. So I had been preparing vigorously with complete dedication and concentration. So what I advise you is that just kindly follow my tips as well as the advices that I am going to give you in this particular platform and try to get a good band score. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel so that you can have complete outlook of my upcoming videos. So here what we require in the case of IELTS is the first and foremost thing is that once you start your preparation, I made up my mind that I should give the exam in December, so applied for the IELTS exam in the month of September. So the first most important thing that you require for this particular exam is that the concentration and dedication that I already told you. So here, what you want to have here is that you need to have complete idea about the pattern of examination, understanding the examination. So the IELTS exam has got 4 sections: the listening, reading, writing, as well as speaking. So all the sections are equally important to achieve the average band score. Some universities would like to have 6.5 in all the, of course, my university requires that in all the sections we should have the 6.5 average band score in all the sections. So how can you achieve that? So you can achieve it by means of doing a lot of practice tests and what the procedure that I followed, I'd like to explain in this particular video. So first of all, coming to the general tips on the examination day, what are the things that you require to have? The first and foremost thing is that you should have a good sharpened pencil, 4B pencil. That is very important to write your name and mark the answers. And please mark the answers for both the reading and writing sections only in capital letters. That's very important. So sometimes you write the small letters, but there is a possibility that you might not get the answer correct. Though you had written, probably the examiner might not be able to understand the answer. So that is one particular major problem that you are going to have in the case of writing with the small letters. Then you need to have an eraser as well as a sharpener, and you require to have, if it's in winter, you need to have proper clothing because you are going to be in an air-conditioned room. So you need to be comfortable with your clothing. Then one more tip that I would like to tell you is that you should not write anything in the once the examiner asks you to stop the examination, to stop writing, you should immediately try to stop it. That's one more important thing. Then you should not at any circumstances gather any electronic gadgets or forget some cell phone or something in your pocket, mobile, whereby if the examiner finds out that you have some electronic gadget with you, then it might lead to disqualification in the examination. And one more thing is that you should be relaxed, comfortable, and reach the examination hall well in advance. So these are the general tips that I would like to give you in the case of this IELTS exam. Now let's go to the listening part section. So listening part, what I have done is that I had done a number of listening tests, practice tests, which are available in the YouTube, which had also got some answers at the last. So I was continuously evaluating my skills and my confidence level boosted up tremendously once I was nearing the examination. So, what I would like to tell you is that some more tips that I would like to tell you is that here you will be given only 30 minutes for the listening section. You need to have your utmost concentration in this particular part because it will be played only once and you can write down the answers in the question paper and then again later transfer it onto the answer sheet. Here you will be given 30 minutes and 10 minutes extra time will be provided to you to transfer your answers onto the answer sheet. So you don't have to be panic while transferring the answers. But while understanding the passage, if you are having multiple answers in your mind, kindly mark it on the question paper, including giving some sort of priority for the best answer by putting some star mark or some sort of tick mark so that while transferring the answers, you can have a better idea about which answer would be the best for that particular question. Another thing is that if you are losing concentration, if you have missed some sort of conversation, and if you are not able to answer a particular question, don't get panic and just leave that question and go forward with your other questions, such that that single question should not disturb you because answering some two or three questions or probably some five questions wrong will not lead you to decrease in the band score. That is one important thing. So one more thing is that you have to be very careful while marking these particular answers on the answer sheet because any spelling mistakes, even a small spelling mistake, will be costing you a lot. So you have to be very clear and careful while writing your answers in the question paper. It's not a biggest problem, but while transferring, you should double check the spellings that you are going to be presenting in the case of transferring the answers onto the answer sheet. So the next thing is that the reading section. Reading section particularly, I was not getting a good score in my practice tests. So I was doing a lot of reading passages, but my confidence level as well as the band score was very much low. So I had to actually follow a lot of YouTube videos from Asad Yaqub sir, Makkar IELTS with Rob. There are IELTS with Liz. There are so many YouTube channels that are present, that are available on the online. So while going through them, only in the last I was able to find out a beautiful tip for answering the reading passages. That is I developed my own methodology of attempting this particular reading test. So what was that? Uh, what was that specifically is that you have to have a particular passage. So first, what I had done was that I had actually gone through all the passages once the question paper was given to me. So I just had a clear-cut idea of what the passage is about, what the passage is going to give you, what is the main essence and the idea of the particular passage. So I made it very clear before answering the first passage answers or before looking into the questions of the any of the passages. I just had a complete idea of what are these three passages are going to be about. what is that main idea that they are going to specify. Then later on, what I had done was that I took a specific passage, the first passage for instance, and scanned the answers for all the questions, for all the 20 questions by keeping the first passage side of me. I scanned all the answers so that I followed this particular tip for all my passages, for all my paragraphs, that I was able to get around 7.5 in the reading. So this is very important tip that I would like to share with you. So the first thing is that, and again I was running out of the time for the third passage, but since already I had some good idea while going through the passage, complete idea and essence of that, I could easily formulate the answers. I could easily guess the answers and mark it down within specific time. And the most important thing that tip that I would like to share you is that you will not be given any extra time in the case of the reading exercise. In the listening, you will be having 10 minutes of extra time, but in the listening, in the reading, you will not be having any time to transfer the answers. So be careful that as you go on through the passage, just put down the answers in the answer sheet. There are instances that they could not transfer the answers well in time, and they have to give blank paper, blank answer sheet to the examiner. So this should not be the problem. So kindly understand the major difference between the listening. You will be given extra 10 minutes time, whereas in the reading you don't have an extra time. So be careful and put down your answers within the specified time. As the passage is completed, you answer the questions and transfer the answers onto the answer sheet. So that is about the reading test. Now coming back to the writing, I was very much able to write down during my thesis. I was able to write down a number of things that I got from the literature on my own. So I had a good idea of writing, and I have good skills in writing. And most of my education from my childhood was in English medium. So though I was not good at grammar, some parts of grammar, but the thing is that the very important thing that in the writing is that developing your own ideas, okay, from your general day-to-day acquaintances, from your general day-to-day activities, uh, from the movies that you see, from the incidences that happened in your life. This need not be realistic. These ideas should not be need not be realistic. They can be imaginary. You need to develop a number of ideas, and you should be prepared to write any particular topic that is given to you. So that's very important. So generation of ideas is very important. Development of these ideas that I mean to say, and again at the same point of time, putting down those ideas onto the paper with connectivity, with lexical coherence. So that's what they say. So this is very important in the case of the writing. So one particular app that I had gone through was the virtual writing tutor. It has got a number of exercises in task 1 and task 2. The task 1 will be mostly a graph or a comparison of a plan or a layout or something like that. So I had done a number of exercises, practice exercises. There is this particular virtual writing tutor has got a space in which you can write down your passage online. Then once it also shows you it also gives you the word count. Then once you complete that particular there is a time period in there. So once the test is completed, when you press submit button, it will be it's an AI based platform. It will automatically give you the complete summary of your mistakes with the band score. So for both the writing tasks, I have followed a number of exercises on this. So in addition to that, I had also gone through a number of tips with respect to the channels that I told you, and I have done some good exercises on this particular topic. So ultimately, I was able to get a good band score in the case of writing. Now coming to the final topic of speaking. So what I advise you is that you please follow the number of speaking video sessions on the YouTube, and also the comment sections. In the comment sections, a lot of people like you and me will be presenting their ideas. What are the cue cards? What are the latest topics that have been asked, and how did they face the speaking test, and what are the answers? The same thing that I told you in the case of the writing, that is development of ideas, spontaneous development of ideas, and deliberation of these particular ideas, and development of the ideas, and mm, having some connectivity with the ideas. These are all important in the case of speaking test. So mostly now the video conferencing facility is there for all the speaking tests. It's being conducted in the video conferencing mode. So you need to have a good eye contact with the examiner during the video conference mode. You need to be confident. You have to be having good amount of coolness, relaxing, and calm while giving your ideas. It's a friendly conversation, and your confidence level almost matters a lot for getting a good score in the speaking. And one more tip that I would like to tell you is that you can have the idea of the type of cue cards that are being asked in a particular session while looking at the comment section that I already told you. You can also put down your comments. Even for my video, you can also put down the comments so that I'll be able to guide you and give you some sort of tips, additional tips for your specific problem. I can tell you how you have to counter that particular problem, or what is the solution for that particular problem. One more tip that I would like to tell you is that you should not stop until the examiner asks you to stop. That is very important. So you should have the flow in your conversation, and you should have the connectivity in your ideas, and you should have one concept in mind, that your ideas need not be real. Okay? It can be imaginary. You can develop the ideas. So for that, you need to read lot of storybooks you can read, and you can go through a number of TED lectures on the contemporary issues. You can go through a number of pop songs, or some sort of music by keeping the captions button on. Okay, subtitles button on. You can see the words, how they are being spelled, or how they are being pronounced. Okay, so, and one more thing is that you should try to address any topic. You should not say that I am not versatile with this particular topic, so I could not talk, or something like that. So whatever the topic is given to you, you should be prepared to speak with respect to that particular topic. This is very important. So please keep in mind, and there are a number of apps for the IELTS speaking, so that you can have some sort of an online conversation with the speaker in the Play Store. You can download any one of them, and you can practice the speaking test well in advance. And one more thing is that what apart from all these particular things, what I would like to tell you is that the practice is very important for getting the band score. So I did not have, as I told you, I did not have any coaching for this particular IELTS. I got a 7 band score, well above the requirement of my university. And what I had done was that to utilize the online resources to the maximum, okay, and have a dedicated timetable and schedule to take each test at a specific intervals of a time in the day. And as you progress towards your exam date, do number of tests, and analyze the tests, and compare your scores, and prepare well for the exam and achieve the success. So if you have any doubts, you can please post your doubts in the comment section, and I will be able to answer that. And I'll be also able to help you out in your speaking sessions if you would like to. If you'd like to help me, if you'd like you, if you'd like me to help you out, I could get back to you. And what I advise you is that if you like my video, okay, if you find it useful, please share to your friends and please subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you very much. Take care.